Remember when I said earlier, I've never seen so many cowards and black men in this business? I would have to put my brother Tyler Perry in that. When you go to T.D. Jakes' church, and I watch you write a check for $1 million in front of the congregation, and you give it to this man, was that for the congregation to give more money, or was that really genuine?
Hey folks, grab your popcorn because Monique is not holding back and things are getting seriously juicy. You thought Hollywood was a land of glitz and glamour, right? Well, think again. So, we all know Monique has been going after Tyler Perry, airing all his dirty laundry. But now she's dropping hints that there's more, and it supposedly involves none other than T.D. Jakes. Yeah, you heard it right. The T.D. Jakes. Word on the street is that Tyler Perry and T.D. Jakes might be knee-deep in some shady business, and it's supposedly worse than anything we've heard so far. Rumor also has it that Tyler Perry could be throwing some serious threats Monique's way for shining a light on these alleged crimes with T.D. Jakes. But guess what? Monique is not backing down. She's tearing down all the curtains, and word has it she's about to spill the whole tea. Now, what exactly is Monique trying to expose about these two? Buckle up, because we're about to dive into the scandal of the century. So, Tyler Perry and T.D. Jakes, usually the go-to guys for inspiration, are now getting the side eye from Monique. She's dropping hints that there's a whole other story beneath the surface, something beyond the glitz and glam we usually associate with these two. Monique's spill is painting a Hollywood picture that goes way deeper than just showbiz. She's not holding back, throwing shade at these industry giants, suggesting their behind-the-scenes lives might not be as clean as the polished images they present to the public. And we all know Monique. She doesn't back down from a challenge. Now here's the tea. The rumors are swirling that Tyler Perry might have slipped some cash to T.D. Jakes to keep quiet about some sketchy business. Remember that $1 million donation to T.D. Jakes' church? Well, the grapevine is saying it wasn't exactly for the Sunday collection. It might have been a hush money arrangement. And this isn't totally out there because T.D. Jakes has been raising eyebrows for not fitting the typical pastor mold. Instead of your standard preachin', he's all about the money talk, claiming even God is on board with stacking that cash. Plus, let's be real, he's living that celebrity life, rubbing elbows with A-listers more than your average church attendee. Also, T.D. Jakes is tight with stars like Diddy, hitting up his parties and all. And unless you've been living under a rock, you know Diddy's bashes come with a side of scandal. So, what's the deal with a pastor diving into that scene? Let's break it down real quick. So, after Cassie settled her beef with Bad Boy Records boss Diddy, this TikTok user dropped some bombshell claims. Apparently, Cassie handed more stuff to the FBI, like tapes from Diddy's wild parties, and even Kim Porter's secret phone. Now here's the jaw dropper. The TikTok user says there's an email that points fingers at Diddy's close buddy, Pastor T.D. Jakes. According to the TikToker, there's this clip floating around where some dude spills the beans that Cassie dished out tapes showing Diddy's wild parties, involving not just T.D. Jakes but a bunch of other big shots, and things allegedly got pretty scandalous, like sleeping with multiple men at the soirees. Insane, right? The email says, "So I want to put you up on game on the real nature of Diddy and Bishop Jakes' relationship. But first, let's understand that Bishop Jakes is not of God. He is undoubtedly a Freemason, and so was Diddy. And I say he was, because it seems as though he has been stripped of his protection, privileges, and power. But make no mistake about it, his soul is still spoken for by the devil. He will never be able to fend off or escape that harsh reality." Anyways, I'm told Diddy and Jakes masked the real nature of their relationship. According to the email, back in June 1983, Kim Porter claimed T.D. Jakes was accused of messing with a young guy just a year after tying the knot with his wife. The word is, the whole thing got hushed up somehow. Fast forward to 1999, when a guy threatened to spill the beans on Jakes. Mysteriously, he vanished. Pastor Blank spills that the dude got paid off to stay quiet. 2 years later, the same guy turns up dead with a gunshot to the head. Talk about shady, right? No names, though. This all went down at Emmanuel Temple of Faith in Smithers, West Virginia. Rumor has it folks from Jake's hometown insist he's been on the down low with guys all along, and there's even talk of some older pastor grooming him. When Jakes hits up Diddy's shindigs, rumor has it he's throwing back massive amounts of booze and puffing on cigars in some exclusive part of the house. Now, just because he's in a private area that's invite only doesn't mean he's off the radar. Apparently, he's still under watch. Oh, and get this, the bishop's wife never shows up to Diddy's bashes, and word is, she's well aware of what's going down. People are saying she's questioned why she's never been on the guest list. But hey, gotta remember, these are just some crazy claims floating around on social media. No hard evidence. Now get this, there's this psychic on TikTok who apparently called all this craziness like 2 years back. She went on this rant about T.D. Jakes being a Freemason, taking occultic vows, and being in some brotherhood serving Satan as his true boss. According to her, he's using his gifts to mess with people's heads. Oh, and here's the kicker. She predicted that Jakes would be in one of the biggest scandals ever, saying he's not exactly straight, and the whole thing would be about his sex orientation. It's mind-blowing, right? While there's no proof to back up the claims against Jakes, this isn't his first rodeo with controversy. Back in 2009, Jakes' son Jermaine got in hot water for allegedly doing some indecent stuff at Keys Park in Dallas. Fast forward to last year, and there's more drama. Jakes' daughter's estranged hubby got accused of some really awful stuff with their adopted daughter. As for Tyler Perry, some straight guys are claiming he's pushing them into gay roles, and it's messing with their jobs. Talk about drama, right? So, actor and voice coach Brandon Jay spilled the tea on TikTok, sharing that filming just one episode of Perry's Meet the Browns was the toughest gig ever. According to Jay, a day on Perry's set is like a week's worth of shooting elsewhere. And if that's not enough, he says Perry's notorious for throwing last-minute script changes at the actors, making them memorize on the spot. Jay, who auditioned for the role of Jeffrey, a bullied high school dude, spills it all. So, get this. The actor caught on to Tyler Perry not vibing with the original script, and that meant everyone had to scramble to learn new lines on the spot, all chosen by the big boss himself. According to Jay, Perry went full-on impromptu, rewriting the entire script right there and feeding the lines to the actors. And get this, if you didn't catch on quick, Perry would drop the "you're fired" bomb. But it doesn't stop there. As Jay hustles to get those new lines down, Perry decides out of the blue that Jay's character is going to be gay and crushing on his high school bully. Yep, not what Jay signed up for at his audition. Perry drops the bomb like, "I want Jeffrey to be gay and have a crush on his bully." Crazy, right? In the second part of the saga, Jay spills that his first reaction was to hit up his agent, who basically said, "You don't have to take this if you're not cool with it."
I have an entire new script with all new lines, pages and pages and pages. I have an hour to learn this stuff. My agent was like, absolutely not. If Brandon doesn't feel comfortable with playing this character, then he can walk from this, because you don't have to do anything that you don't feel comfortable doing.
But after some serious pondering, Jay decided it was a chance he didn't want to miss out on. So despite Perry throwing in a last-minute twist and making the character gay, Jay went ahead and played the role. But wait, it gets darker. There's another name in the mix of supposed victims of Tyler Perry, and this time it's Christian Keys. The guy didn't hold back. He went on Instagram with a teary video, dishing about some serious power abuse in the biz. Get this, he spilled about a high-powered dude who supposedly bragged about having a bunch of young black men under his wing. Names were kept under wraps, but you know the internet's on full detective mode.
The same time this person was harassing me for years. Multiple young black men on the payroll, and they just had to show up when he requested them to be there.
Now here's where it gets wild. Christian Keys has been rolling with Tyler Perry for nearly 2 decades, from the days of Diary of a Mad Black Woman in 2005 to the recent TV series All the Queen's Men. So naturally, everyone's connecting the dots and throwing around speculations. Is Tyler Perry the mystery man in Christian's story? But hey, let's keep it real. What we're hearing is all speculation at this point, and only Christian Keys has the real lowdown on who that powerful dude is. He's been dropping hints, mentioning he's got the receipts, and he's even passed them on to the police. So we might just get the 411 on this mystery very soon. Now let's talk about the Medea style of comedy. It's hilarious, no doubt, but some folks say there's more to it. Dave Chappelle on Oprah's show threw out a question. Why do we see so many black actors creating and playing female characters? When I see that they put every black man in the movies in a dress at some point in their career, I'll be connecting them down. Like, why all these brothers have to wear a dress? So Dave Chappelle spilled some tea about how he got asked to rock a dress in a movie alongside Martin Lawrence.
Like, when I connect dots that maybe shouldn't be connected, I don't know. But certain dots, like when I see that they put every black man in the movies in a dress at some point in their career, I'll be connecting them down like, wow, all these brothers gotta wear a dress.
He wasn't feeling it and told the producers it wasn't relevant to the scene, but they kept pushing him, saying all the greats did it and got rewarded. Dave just didn't vibe with it, not because wearing a dress is an issue on its own, but because he felt the industry was trying to corner black artists into doing whatever it took for success. They kept hounding him until they figured out he wouldn't budge. Dave revealed this whole experience was an eye-opener. It took being told to wear a dress for him to connect the dots and realize this wasn't just his struggle. Lots of other black men had been asked to do the same. Martin Lawrence rocked it in Big Mama's House. Eddie Murphy pulled it off in the Nutty Professor series, and Jamie Foxx left a mark with his unforgettable Ugly Wanda on In Living Color. Then you've got the Wayans brothers trying their hand at it with White Chicks. Oh, and we can't forget the less successful Juwanna Mann. Yeah, some would rather forget that one. In the mix of all this, Tyler Perry takes the cake. He's not just known for his entertainment game, but has major influence, even in right-wing evangelical circles. His Medea franchise, talk about significant success and acclaim in the entertainment world. Now, Tyler Perry fired back at Dave Chappelle in an interview saying, "Look, Chappelle is one of the smartest guys I've ever seen. Not just in comedy, but in deep thinking. If that's how it rolls in Hollywood, cool. But that ain't my story. Nobody told me to wear that dress but me. It's my $2 billion franchise, and it's always been my choice. I've done 19 movies since then, all by my own call. Maybe it's different for others, but for me, it's like putting on a work uniform. I'm not a guy who enjoys wearing a dress, but as an actor, it's a costume. It's like someone going to Walmart, you put on your uniform. For me, it's about putting on that uniform, going out, making people laugh, lifting them up, and giving them some encouragement. That's how I see it." And then there's Tyler Perry's casting choices and how he portrays characters in his movies. No hiding the fact that black-skinned actors are often cast as the villains in his flicks. Take Steve Harris in one of Perry's classics, Diary of a Mad Black Woman. He's playing Charles McCarter, a successful lawyer who turns out to be far from the ideal hubby. Shockingly, he drops the bomb on his wife about another woman in his life and then proceeds to treat her like dirt, eventually kicking her out. If you've been tuning into Tyler's movies and shows, you might have noticed a trend. A lot of the not-so-nice characters tend to be really abusive towards women. It's a concerning thing that's got people raising their voices. A Fall from Grace, where Crystal Fox plays Grace Waters. She's been through the ringer with her ex-husband's affair and decides to take another shot at love with Mehcad Brooks. But surprise, surprise, as she gets closer to him, she uncovers some seriously dark secrets. Grace's journey takes a twisted turn into love, betrayal, and the aftermath of people's choices. Now, Tyler Perry's movies like Acrimony always stir up discussions on Twitter and other social platforms. Some folks call out Perry for repeatedly showing the struggles of black women dealing with men's actions in his films. On the flip side, others say he's just shedding light on real-life issues that many black women can relate to. So, debates are flying, highlighting how Perry's storytelling gets people talking about some pretty important stuff. One fan said, "When will Tyler Perry make black women happy? They are always sad, victimized, and abused in his movies. Why doesn't Tyler Perry want to see black women happy, prospering, and thriving?" While another said, "I keep wondering why people complain about the pattern of Tyler Perry's movies. He's using his movies to hammer on what black women go through. How's that wrong? Is it activism? Why are you complaining?"
Prophecy is a Freemason, that this man has taken occultic vows and that he is part of a brotherhood, that he is serving Satan, who is his true Lord. And the Lord said that Bishop T.D. Jakes will have one of the biggest scandals of all time in the Christian church.
Now let's get into the scoop on Monique's with the big shots in the industry. So a few months back, Monique hit the stage at the Apollo Theater and went off on Tyler Perry, director Lee Daniels, and Oprah Winfrey, accusing them of whiteballing her from Hollywood. The Oscar-winning actress was doing her comedy thing when she got real about her strained relationships with Perry, Daniels, and Winfrey. Remember her in Daniels' 2010 film Precious? Well, since then she's only been in 4 films, and she's blaming it on their whiteballing. Back in 2015, she first spilled the beans about being blackballed by this trio. Daniels, in response, told The Hollywood Reporter that Monique's demands during Precious didn't always align with the campaign and that it soured her relationship with Hollywood. So, Monique spilled some more tea during her Apollo set, saying that the term blackballed isn't quite right in her book. In her words, she said, "What is that black D connected to? That black man? So no, I was not blackballed. I was whiteballed by some black Ds who have no balls. Thank you, Mr. Lee Daniels. Thank you, Mr. Tyler Perry. Thank you, Miss Oprah Winfrey." She continued, "See, I know they like to say, Monique, you talk too mother effing much. It would kill me not to say the real SHT. You are not paying me equally. You are not treating me fairly, so you can my D if I had one." For context, back in 2009, Monique had a plan to do a press tour for the movie Precious, co-produced by OPR and Tyler Perry. They wanted to ride the wave of her Oscar nomination buzz, but here's the kicker. They weren't planning to pay her for the tour, and she was already drained from filming. Monique decided to skip the tour and take a breather with her family. Seemed like a straightforward call, and everyone seemed cool with it. She said, "OPR, I'm doing a talk show. I'm doing a comedy tour. I have a husband and I have babies. I have a little bit of downtime and I am going to take advantage of it. So I'm not going anywhere because I'm not obligated to go anywhere. I've done my part. So we mutually agreed to disagree. That was it. Next thing I know, I am considered difficult and hard to work with. Fast forward a few weeks and bam, media stories start popping up, painting Monique as difficult to work with. Suddenly, no one wanted to cast her, despite her winning an Oscar for her role in Precious. Imagine seeing all your hard work go down the drain. Monique started putting two and two together, realizing someone was out to get her. In a recent chat with The Hollywood Reporter, she spilled the beans that Precious director Lee Daniels admitted she got blackballed for not playing the game. Monique's even called out OPR and Tyler Perry, asking for an apology that, as far as we know, is still MIA. A few months after the press tour mess, Monique spilled the beans on Comedy Central about how OPR invited Monique's brother Gerald and her parents to her show. Here's the backstory. Monique's brother AI'd her when she was 7 to 11, and she had been open about it in a 2008 interview with Essence. Monique confided in OPR about her strained relationship with her parents due to the A, and Oprah seemed understanding. Monique said she was cool with Oprah inviting Gerald, but didn't want to be part of it. Fast forward to the taping, and Monique was blindsided seeing commercials featuring her family. Oprah had gone back on her word, pretending to be caring. Monique demanded an apology, but Oprah offered zilch. No private, no public apology, nothing.
She said, if you don't want me to have your brother on the show, I will cancel the show. No show will happen. But I wanted to call you up to see how you felt first. Now I begin to see commercials with my brother, my mother, my father, and my other brother.
Now, considering all the ups and downs Monique has faced in the industry, it's no shocker that she's laying it all out on the table, especially when it comes to big industry names. But hey, we want to hear what you guys think about this. Are the allegations against TD Jakes and Tyler Perry legit, or do you think it's just a bunch of drama? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and we'll catch you in the next video.